civilization is one of the oldest and most influential in history. It began around 5,000 years ago, along the Nile River in northeastern Africa. The Egyptians are known for their impressive achievements in architecture, such as the construction of the pyramids, and their advanced knowledge in areas like medicine, mathematics, and writing. They developed a system of writing called hieroglyphs, which used pictures to represent words and ideas. Social structure. Ancient Egyptian society was structured like a pyramid, with the pharaoh at the very top as the king/ruler, followed by the priests, nobles, skilled workers, and finally the most common class, which has the farmers and slaves. Slaves. In ancient Egypt, slaves were acquired from debt, war prisoners, or even selling themselves into slavery for money. They were used for various tasks including agricultural labor, construction, domestic service, and even military roles. Chattel slavery. Chattel slavery in ancient Egypt refers to a system where enslaved people were considered as property, like objects, meaning they would be bought, sold. They will also be treated as personal possessions by their owners, with the pharaoh having ultimate control over their lives and work. Corvée laborers. Corvée labor refers to a system of unpaid, forced labor, where people are required to do tasks like building roads or working on public projects for a set period of time. Bounded slaves. Bounded slaves, also referred to as debt slaves, are slaves forced to work to pay off a debt they owe to their employer/master, often in harsh conditions with limited freedom of movement. The role of farmers in ancient Egypt. Farmers played a crucial role in ancient Egypt as they were the backbone of the economy. Most Egyptians were farmers, and their work was essential for feeding the population and supporting the kingdom.
Farmers were vital to the stability and prosperity of ancient Egypt, providing food and resources for the people, the army, and the royal court. Despite their importance, farmers were not as highly respected as the pharaohs or priests, but their hard work supported the entire civilization.
The role of traders in ancient Egypt. In ancient Egypt, traders were key to the economy, moving goods both within the country and to neighboring regions. They played a huge part in getting things like grain, gold, linen, and papyrus to the right places, plus luxury items like incense, ebony, and even exotic animals. These traders traveled along the Nile or across desert paths, connecting with civilizations like Nubia, the Levant, and the Mediterranean. This trade not only kept Egypt's economy strong but also helped spread its culture and wealth. Some traders worked for the state, while others were independent or in guilds. Farmers in ancient Egypt were really important because they grew the food that everyone needed to survive. Most farmers worked on the land by the Nile River, where the soil was rich and good for farming. Every year, the Nile would flood, leaving behind a thick layer of fertile soil, which made farming easier. Farmers worked hard, especially during planting and harvest seasons, and they used simple tools like plows and sickles. They didn't have much free time because they had to take care of the crops, but their work was crucial for the whole society to thrive.
Traders in ancient Egypt were people who bought and sold goods, like food, clothes, and tools, to make money. They traveled to different places, both inside Egypt and to other countries, to get things they couldn't find at home. For example, they would bring goods like gold, spices, and wood from places far away like Nubia or the Mediterranean. Traders helped Egypt get things it needed and also shared Egyptian products with the world. They played an important part in the economy by keeping trade going and making sure everyone had what they needed.
The role of scribes in ancient Egypt. Scribes in ancient Egypt were highly educated and highly respected from society. They are responsible for record keeping, writing, and administration.
The roles of soldiers in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egyptian soldiers were made up of conscripted peasants and artisans, and they were often supported by archers and mercenaries.
What does priests do? Priests in ancient Egypt were the line between the gods and humans, and were responsible for maintaining harmony between the heavens and earth. They were also known for being called healers or administrators. Priests performed rituals, managing temples, and be an advisor for the pharaohs.
The one and only ruler of all Egypt. The pharaoh was the title given to the ruler, considered both the head of state and the religious leader, meaning they are seen as a divine power between the gods and the Egyptian people. Essentially, the pharaoh was viewed as a living god on earth. responsible for maintaining order and peace among the Egypt civilization.
Pyramids. The pyramids were built as a monumental tombs for the pharaohs/kings. Ancient Egypt kings who were believed to be blessed with power. The tombs were designed to protect the pharaoh's body and possessions in the afterlife, making sure that their souls journeyed to the realm of the gods. The pyramids weren't only a symbol of the afterlife, they were symbols of eternal power and an essential part of the pharaoh's divine legacy. The construction of pyramids. Now, building the pyramids was no simple task. The construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, took over 20 years and involved tens of thousands of workers. These workers were not slaves. Most of them were skilled laborers, engineers, and craftsmen who worked in rotating shifts. The Great Pyramid of Giza. The Great Pyramid of Giza was built for the pharaoh Khufu. It's the largest and oldest of the three pyramids at Giza. Standing at 481 feet tall, it was the tallest man-made structure on Earth for more than 3,800 years. The precision for the pyramid that constructed is truly amazing. Its sides are aligned almost perfectly with the points of a compass. Pyramids now. Today, the pyramids stand as a symbol of ancient Egypt's incredible achievements. Their impressiveness and mystery continues to roam over the world, inspiring generations of explorers and dreamers alike. They are not only architectural wonders, but also cultural treasures that remind us of the old civilization that built them. Question time!